Hi everyone, and welcome to today's pick a card reading. Today's reading is in honour of the full moon in Aquarius. So depending on where you are in the world, the full moon will be either occurring on the 23rd or 24th of July. Here in the UK we will be celebrating the full moon on the 24th, which is this coming Saturday. So in front of you, you will see three different options, left to right. Group number one on the left is clear quartz crystal. Group number two in the middle is golden healer crystal. And group number three on the right is aquamarine crystal. So just take a few moments, look at the cards and see where you're most drawn. I will be starting with a message from the collective from Moonology by Yasmin Boland, and also a card from the Spirit Guide Oracle as well, just to see what general message we have as a collective. And then I will go on to the additional pick a card message for you from the Children of the Cosmos Oracle cards. Okay. So full moon in Aquarius, what can you expect? So there were lots of planetary changes in June, and so a lot of us will still be experiencing an energetic hangover from all of those different changes and frequencies. And so for some of us, you could be experiencing tiredness, you could be feeling quite wired, so the opposite, so struggling with insomnia, or you could even be feeling emotionally exhausted, burnt out, or irritable, and this is as a result of the hangover, the energetic hangover. So just be kind to yourselves. Aquarius as a sign is the nonconformist. They are the path blazers. They are the ones that aren't afraid of standing in their power, expressing their truth and authenticity. And so you could have been experiencing some radical changes in your life recently with the Aquarian energy coming in. It's also a time to take risks, take chances, and it could be that you've taken a risk and the risk has paid off. So maybe taking a leap into the unknown. The full moon, of course, is all about completions of cycles, endings, projects coming to completion, and so it may be time for you to share your work with the world. You may be feeling a bit more extroverted, more confident about your creations, and that's because we're reaching the end of the moon cycle, and so as well as an ending, you will be experiencing a new beginning. So exciting times. Aquarius is quite an eccentric sign as well, so you could be very non-traditional in your beliefs, and so people may view you as different, but it's all about embracing your uniqueness. And of course, we're also journeying through the golden age of Aquarius until 2032, and so it's a powerful time when we've got a full moon in Aquarius, and we are in the age of Aquarius too. So I'm going to start with a general message for the collective from Moonology. So I'm just going to shuffle the cards. I'm just going to ask Spirit what their message is for us as a collective. What is it that they wish for us to know in honour of the full moon in Aquarius? And then I will pick a card from the Spirit Guide Oracle to see what additional message we have as a collective. And then I'll go on to the pick a card. So let's just see what we have. So this is our card. I'm just going to turn it over and see what we have here. Oh, your commitment is being tested first quarter moon. So for some of you, you could be experiencing challenges, obstacles, barriers towards something that you have set your sights on. So it could be that you are working really hard on a project, you are working really hard within a job, and maybe you're even working towards a promotion of some kind, and so the universe is testing your commitment. It could also be that there's a strain within a relationship or friendship, and again it's because the universe is testing your commitment to that person. We've got first quarter moon, so I feel like this is just the beginning as well. So for some of you it may even be something new that you've ventured into, full of hope, full of optimism, and you've been obviously thinking that it's the right thing, but all of a sudden you're facing challenges and barriers and you've only just started, and so that can feel really disheartening. It can feel like you're not making progress. But the advice from the universe is to persevere and keep going, and it's just the test to your commitment, your dedication to your dreams. So don't lose sight of your goals, and don't give up on your relationship or friendship just yet, because it is possible that the situation can be healed. So for any of you that are experiencing setbacks, obstacles, challenges, difficulties of any kind, just remember that this is just a test of your commitment and dedication and resilience. So all is not lost. That's what I'm hearing. So I hope that message made sense for a few of you. I'm just going to pick a card from the Spirit Guide Oracle and just see what message we have for a collective in honour of the full moon in Aquarius. So Spirit, what is your message? What is it that you wish for us to know? We thank you for your guidance. These are really big cards actually. I struggle to get my hands around them. And I've got quite long fingers, and even I struggle to grip them properly. Okay, so what message do we have from the spirit guides today? Okay, so this is our card. Let's turn it over. Oh, renewal. Wow. So it reads, everything in this life must eventually pass into the world of spirit. Everything is alive, including your home. An event or situation has or will play out soon that will change your life completely for the better. Renew your reality of perception. Wow, that's so powerful. So it really links in with the radical changes that are occurring in regards to the sign of Aquarius. So it's also a reminder that if you are experiencing the passing of a loved one or an animal, that basically there is no such thing as death. On a spiritual perspective, it's just a change of form, and so for the person or the animal that has passed over to spirit, it's just part of their journey, and for them it's kind of a new beginning really. And I always think it's harder for the people that are left behind, that are experiencing their grief, and that's something we can't escape as humans. Grief is something we can't escape, because being human is really hard at times, because we are emotive beings and we decided to come to this earth plane to experience what it is to truly be human, and that also means that we get to experience sadness and pain and hurt, and that's what is really difficult when you're a human being. That even if you are spiritually evolved and you can kind of see the spiritual perspective, you can't escape your human emotions. So this is a time of renewal, a time of transformation in your life, and an event or situation is occurring in your life, or will soon be occurring, which has the ability to change your life completely. But trust in this change, because it's all for your greatest good. So it's also about looking for the silver lining when we go through times of chaos, when we go through the tower moments in life where everything that we recognised, everything that was familiar comes crashing down, and we have to start again and build the foundations from the beginning. At the time when we're in that, it's really, really hard, and you can't actually see the silver lining. And it's only after time and further down the line, once you've been through your healing, that you then understand why you needed to experience that. So I hope that makes sense to some of you. I hope you can take the message. Okay, so let's move on to our pick a card reading. I'm going to start off with group number 1, which is the clear quartz. Hello group number 1, if you chose the clear quartz crystal, then this is your reading for the full moon in Aquarius. So let's see what we have for you. Wow, this is a beautiful card. Look at this. Wow. Age of Aquarius. So again, the connection to Aquarius. And look at that in the middle. It looks like the crystal. Isn't that amazing? And I love it because I have no idea what the cards are going to be. I just love this so much. It says a new age is upon us. Peace, harmony, enlightenment. So this is such a powerful message on so many levels. So as you'll be aware, from the year 2012 to the year 2032, we are journeying through the age of Aquarius. And so it will be, I believe, the 6th golden age of the history of planet Earth. And so we have journeyed through golden ages before in time. So the last time this would have happened was the time of Atlantis, which was the 5th golden age, and then before that the 4th golden age, which would be Lemuria. And so light workers decided to incarnate to try and create a harmonious new world where peace is restored. And so this is a reminder of our mission as light workers, that we chose to incarnate. And sometimes it can be really difficult when we're walking the human path to remember our true spiritual selves and our life purpose, our higher purpose and mission. So we obviously all have our own individual life missions or higher purposes, but as awakened starseeds, we also have the larger purpose, which is, as a collective, we are here to raise the vibration of the entire planet. And so, you know, singularly, that can seem so overwhelming, and when you look around and observe the world, you feel like there's so much damage. How can the actions of one person make such a dramatic impact? But it's basically a reminder that your actions matter, that whatever you choose to spend your time doing on this planet, at the end of the day, we only have a small amount of time. And so make sure that you are engaging in activities that bring you joy. And, you know, because as well as obviously being a light worker, and you're here to help the collective awaken, those that obviously wish to awaken in this lifetime, you know, you're also here to enjoy earthly matters and what it is to be human, and the joy that you can find in being human too. So the pleasures of life. So for some of you, you know, it could be that you are going through your own personal time of enlightenment, that you are experiencing a transformation, that you are experiencing a mini awakening, because it could be that you've already been through what you think is your awakening, and then you awaken to another realization, another truth. And so that quite often happens on the path of light. We can experience more than one period of awakening, of transformation, of recognizing our spiritual truth and our higher purpose. So I think it's also a message of don't lose sight of your vision, that you need to obviously just keep going, and don't lose faith, don't lose hope, because, you know, the universe has a plan. And, you know, it's just a matter of, I feel for some of you, surrendering to that divine plan and allowing the universe to hold you, allow the universe to nudge you in the right direction. to not try and force things. Don't try and force things that aren't for you, you know. And if you are experiencing setbacks, disappointments, it's just the universe redirecting you to something better, and it's trusting in divine timing as well. So I hope that makes sense for some of you. I just love this card so much. The artwork is incredible, and I just love the fact that you've got what look like crystal towers in the background. So you chose the clear quartz crystal. So clear quartz is associated with the crown chakra and your connection with the spirit realm. So it's strengthening your connection with spirit. It's opening yourself up to your spiritual talents and gifts. It's also a master healer crystal, so it's a crystal which is capable of balancing all chakras of your body. So it's about balancing mind, body and spirit. But it's also a time of awakening. So quartz crystal, I feel like, is very much connected with the card in the sense that this is a time of awakening for a lot of you and discovering spiritual truths that have remained hidden. So I feel like for some of you it could be a time where you are stepping into your true authenticity and expressing your truths and living life how you want to live your life, rather than having to live life behind a mask. So that's really beautiful, and I feel like it is a message of liberation and freedom too for some of you, that you're breaking free from old ways of being, old belief systems, and you're finally able to be yourself. So I hope that makes sense, group number 1. I'm now going to move on to group number 2, which is the golden healer. Hello group number 2, if you chose the golden healer crystal, then this is your reading for the full moon in Aquarius. So let's see what your message is today. Wow, this is beautiful. Look at this. Can you see how this woman, it looks like she's sat on what looks like rose quartz, and she's grown her wings, and it says true freedom. Freedom to live your life exactly as your soul chose to. How gorgeous is this? Oh, I just love the colours in this card as well. This really does emanate Lemurian energy to me because of the pinks and the blues. So for some of you, you will be recalling past life memories from the time of Lemuria. And actually, I feel like it links in quite beautifully with group number 1. So if you were pulled to group number 1 as well, you may want to listen to that message too, because it might actually make sense. So what a beautiful card. This card is all about being free, liberty, true freedom. It could be that you are releasing trauma from the past. It could be that you are walking away from a situation that you have outgrown, that no longer serves you. This could be a relationship. This could be a job that you've outgrown, to start a new path, a new venture. And so you're journeying into the unknown, and you know it's a time where you're really learning how to fly, because of the wings symbology. And it's also a message of not being afraid to live a non-conformist lifestyle, not being afraid of living your life differently to what's traditional, not being afraid to have different beliefs that, you know, are not necessarily common. It could be that you are quite eccentric, or you are somebody that is described as quite kooky or quirky even, but you know, your uniqueness is what makes you beautiful. And it could be that for some of you, you've been hiding your uniqueness. Have you been trying to conform because of the people you surround yourself with, because of the industry you've been working in? Have you been conforming to what society expects of you rather than living your truth? And so I feel like for some of you it could be an epiphany that a change needs to be made in your life. You know, it's coming to the point where you're recognizing that you can't carry on living life as you are, that something needs to change to bring you true freedom. It could be that for some of you felt oppressed or stuck in toxic relationships. It could be that you've had difficult family relationships as well, and you felt shackled in these situations energetically. But it also serves as a reminder that any feelings of restriction are in the mind, that you have the power to free yourself, you have the power of choice, of free will, to step away from situations that are not for your greatest good. You have the freedom to choose, you have the freedom to do that. And you know, it's remembering how to fly. Have you forgotten how to fly? It could be that situations you've experienced have made you kind of feel confined, almost like imprisoned in your life. And it could even be, for some of you, I'm hearing health matters, you know, conditions, physical conditions, mental conditions that have been almost paralyzing for you, that have made you feel like you can't express yourself, truly be free, because you always feel like you're being held back because of poor health and problems with your state of mind, you know, which has affected your confidence, your self-esteem. I feel like for some of you, I really do feel an angelic energy with this card because of the figure on the card with their lovely long blonde hair and the white wings. For some of you, you may even resonate with the term earth angel. Do people refer to you as being an angel? You may have experienced a past life in the angelic realms, and so you've come to earth to help support humanity, and you come from a place of love of the purest vibration. But sometimes this world can seem really, really harsh to incarnated angels, because you come from a position of love, and not everybody sees the world in the same way. So, you know, the world is lucky to have you. I think some of you need to hear that message. The world is lucky to have you, and your sensitivities are a blessing. The fact that you're able to feel so deeply, the fact that you're able to feel energies on different levels. You know, if you're deeply empathic, it could be that not only are you absorbing the emotions of people that you're close to or people that you come into contact with, but you're also absorbing emotions of the collective, so the emotions collectively on the planet, and that can seem really overwhelming, especially when we're still working through this global pandemic. You know, there's a lot of fear, people are giving into the fear, and so we can feel that as empaths, and it can feel really oppressive, and you know, feels like such a burden at times, because we're not only having to deal with our own emotions, but we're dealing with the emotions of others and having to process what's ours and what isn't ours. And it's also a reminder to let go of emotions that don't belong to you, that it's not your job or responsibility to carry the pain or burdens or traumas of others. You know, if you are holding space for someone, that's a beautiful thing to do, you know, to hold that space for someone, but it's not your responsibility to carry their problems or trauma for them. You know, it's also a reminder that you can't fix people. As much as you have a desire to fix people, as an incarnated angel, that's what you do. You stay in relationships, friendships longer than you should out of obligation or duty to help that person. And some people just can't be helped, and they can only help themselves, and they can only help themselves if they want to help themselves. You know, they have to come to that realization themselves. We can't save everyone. As much as we like to be superheroes and try, you know, we can't save everyone, and we have to respect that that's the path they're on, and they're making the choices that they're making, and it's all for their soul growth in some way. And sometimes we can see things happening for a person where they're being led down the wrong path, that they may be making the wrong choice, but that's not for us to make that choice. It's up to them. So it's also a reminder of allowing others to make decisions themselves, that you don't have to be the one responsible for someone else and the choices they make. They are responsible for themselves and their own actions. So I hope that makes sense too. It's just such a beautiful card, and I really feel angelic realm energy with it too. So some of you may be connecting with angels. You may be working with one of the archangels as well. I'm getting Chamiel coming through in my head because of the pink colour. So Archangel Chamiel, the angel of love, could be working with some of you. So it could actually be a time where you need to open your heart as well. That it's time to open your heart to the prospect of a new love, of a new relationship, of a new connection of some kind, because you've been closed off as a result of a painful experience. So that's another message for some of you too. So it's safe for you to love, it's safe for you to open your heart, take a chance. That's what I'm hearing. I hope that makes sense, group number 2. The crystal that you chose was the golden healer. So this crystal is really powerful. Reiki healers and other healers tend to use golden healer crystal when they're doing their healing sessions, and it's a solar plexus chakra crystal, which is connected to the areas of the stomach and digestive system. So for any of you that experience problems in that area, then it's a great crystal to work with. It's also about balancing your solar plexus, which is the main energy center of your body. Definitely get outdoors and absorb some of the sunshine, because that's a great way of charging that chakra. Work with golden healer or citrine, so yellow coloured crystals, to balance that energy center. And because it's the main energy center of your body, it is the energy center that is responsible for kind of relieving you from lethargy, and giving you more energy. So it is an important one to balance. For anybody that's experiencing stomach or digestive problems, then try and work with golden healer or citrine, and you may find that that will actually help unblock that energy center for you and bring a bit more balance. So I hope that makes sense, dear ones. Thank you so much for watching. I'm now going to move on to group number 3, which is Aquamarine. Hello, group number 3. If you chose the Aquamarine crystal, then this is your reading for the full moon in Aquarius. So let's see what we have for you today. You actually had 2 cards. So group number 3 was the only group where 2 wanted to come out. So you've got an additional message. So let's turn them over at the same time and see what we have for you. Wow, okay. So, I mean, what's amazing is straight away on the first card on your left, you got a huge amethyst crystal, and it looks like the moon as well, above. Can you see that? And it says cosmos and chaos. In all chaos there is a cosmos, in all disorder a secret order. Carl Jung. So it's just basically a message which is telling you that within chaos and difficulties and pain and trauma that you experience in life, that there is a secret order to that as to why it's occurring. So there is a higher purpose for difficulties that we face in our lives, that it's something that's already been written, and it's a lesson that's been presented to us for a reason, for our soul growth. So as much as chaos can be really unsettling, even painful, because you have so much going on, I feel like it is a message to surrender to the divine and the will of the universe. Amethyst crystal is connected with the crown chakra, so your connection with spirit. So for some of you, as a result of this chaotic influence you've been experiencing, I feel like for some of you it's been a massive transformational shift. It could even be for some of you the start of your spiritual awakening, where you've really experienced a dark night of the soul, or a tower moment where everything that you once knew has forever changed as a result of a significant experience that you have gone through. So it's almost as if through the chaos, illumination is apparent, and so it's kind of shed light onto your path and where you are as a person and what you've achieved so far in terms of your own ascension, your own progress, and where you are headed next. And I feel like the moon symbology as well, can you see how the dark moon dominates over the light? I feel like that's a significant message, because when we look at the sky as well, it looks like it's been thundery, like a stormy sky. So I feel like this is also a sign that for some of you that have been going through the darkness has been dominating, and it's been really kind of all-consuming, and you know, it's really been weighing heavy on your soul, but the light is coming through for you now. It's a reminder that all storms come to an end, that after the storm appears a rainbow, and so it's looking for that rainbow. So I feel like for some of you, things have shifted now, and you'll start recognizing the light, the path of light. I love the figure on the card because she's got fairy energy when I look at her wings. So for some of you, you will be connected to the Fae. You'll definitely resonate with ancient Avalonia, so Avalon. You may even have a fairy guardian yourself. So you might work closely with the elementals, the fairies. So it's definitely connecting with your fairies, because they help with manifestation as well. And so if things have been difficult, things have been dark, work with the power of the moon, work with the moon cycles to manifest positive new beginnings into your life, and the fairies can help you with your manifestations as well. The second card is At a Crossroads. Wow, look at this. It's beautiful. Look at all the rose quartz in the background, and can you see the rainbow on this card as well? The rainbow after the storm. Oh my gosh. And when you look in the background, can you see that that looks like Machu Picchu to me, the ancient power place or wonder of the world. So for some of you, this taps into a past life in Mayan civilization, connections to Peru. I also feel with the rose symbology, there's connection to Mary Magdalene and the Sisterhood of the Rose as well. Yeah, there's definitely that beautiful divine feminine energy on this card. And it's all about blooming to your full potential. Can you see that? How the rose petals are opening your heart as well, because of the rose quartz, opening your heart, healing your divine feminine, healing trauma that is related to females in your life. It says, at a crossroads, decisions, let your heart guide you. Wow, this is amazing. So it's about listening to your heart. Sometimes the head can dominate, and we make decisions that we feel are the most sensible for us without actually thinking about what our heart wants us to do. So for some of you, you could have been journeying through grief. It could have been the end of a relationship. It could be a passing of a lost loved one. Especially with the Rainbow Bridge, I do think of passing over to spirit. So some of you may have been healing from that aspect. And so, you know, you're coming through the healing journey now, and you're starting to see the light again. For some of you, it may even be that you've made contact with a past loved one, or it's their way of coming through on this reading to let you know that they're very much with you and they love you unconditionally. And just because they're not with you on this physical plane, it doesn't mean that that love dies. That love carries on. because there's so much love on this card, because of the pink, because of the rose quartz. So for some of you, you may want to work with rose quartz too to help heal your divine feminine, higher heart chakra. So it helps heal heartbreak, it helps you to open your heart and heal any energy that is still causing you grief or sadness. But for some of you, there's definitely a decision that needs to be made, and you're at a crossroads now where you're being forced to now make a decision as to which path you are walking on. So it could have been that for some of you, because you've been in the darkness for so long, you've been making unwise choices, that you've been on a path of self-destruction, that you've been turning to vices, that you've been engaging in toxic relationships or unhealthy ways of coping. And so Spirit wants you to really think about where you are and, you know, make a different choice. Choose the path of light, I'm hearing for some of you. For others, it will be more to do with a relationship, making a choice within a relationship. You come to a crossroads, you have to make a decision, and you need to listen to your heart. What is your heart telling you to do? For some of you, it will be a friendship, so a relationship or friendship that you need to make a decision on. It could also relate to a job situation that you're in, that you now need to make a choice. It could be that you are looking for a new position, or you are wanting to change your role within your current workplace. But it's about telling the universe that you're ready now. So you could have been enduring chaos, you could have been enduring stress within the workplace, and that's why things have felt very dark and you felt shackled and stuck in that situation. But Spirit wants you to know that you have a choice, that you don't need to stay there, and you certainly shouldn't be in a situation or environment that is toxic for you. That's what I'm hearing, that you are deserving of happiness and you deserve joy in your life, and it's now time for you to find the courage to take that step towards making a change and allow your heart to tell you what you need to do next, you know. So follow the path of joy, that's what I'm hearing. So I hope that makes sense. For you, group number 3, you chose the Aquamarine crystal, which is blue in colour, so it's associated with the throat chakra. So some of you may have been experiencing problems with the throat. It can also signify struggling to speak your truth, struggling to make your feelings known, that you've been bottling things up and you haven't been allowing yourself to emotionally progress your feelings and emotions, and it's time for you to speak up and have that conversation. Be honest with yourself, be honest with other people. And you can work with crystals like Aquamarine to help balance that throat chakra, so that it gives you the confidence in order to stand in your power and be your authentic self. And you know, it's definitely time for you to be honest. That's what I'm hearing. If you're stuck in a situation where it's not working, it's kinder and better for both parties if you make the decision to separate and go your separate ways, because it could be that by doing that you're actually allowing yourself and them to find the path of happiness within their heart. And as much as that can be difficult and chaotic and destructive, you know, in the long run it may be the best decision for you both. So I hope that makes sense, I hope it relates. Thank you so much for watching the video today. I hope you could take the messages. If the messages resonate, please do consider making a small donation. My PayPal link is in the description. It's not necessary, but always very much appreciated. And please like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and have a beautiful, beautiful, magical full moon in Aquarius, and I'll catch you all very, very soon. Take care.